Hi, I'm Gary, and I'll show you how to prune a pear tree today. Before I start, I want to point out three important factors. Number one, the best time to prune is in late winter. Number two, we're going to prune to have a central leader to create a pyramid shape. And number three, the main purpose for pruning is to stimulate growth where we want it for the best shape and fruit production. So where do I start? Well, I always start with the obvious, and if you have any dead, dying, or diseased limbs, those need to come out. If you have crossing limbs and inward growing limbs, those need to come out. If there are suckers at the base, you want to get rid of those. In this case, we don't have any suckers, but water sprouts are typical with a pear tree. You get all this vertical growth, and we want to have 4 to 5 scaffold horizontal branches, and then we still want to have a central leader. So a good example of the inward growing would be like here. This is going to be shaded out and competing, little things like that. This is growing straight up to the moon, so I'm going to take that out right here. Now these scaffold branches, they should have about at least a 45-degree angle. If they're less than that, they can catch snow, and then that turns to ice and it can actually pop the branch and split it out, as well as a heavy fruit load. So if it's a real tight angle, it's more susceptible to breakage. Now, the next thing I see on this tree is, well, here we go. We've got straight up, and it's growing into this one crossing. Straight up again. Then right off of this, which is already a good established central leader, we've got one beside it, and it's trying to race it to the moon. So it's just going to be competition. It's going to cut down on sunlight and airflow. So I'm going to cut that out too. Again, we've got crossing branches. This down here is going to be shaded. Interior growth. So again, we've got all of these guys are competing, and there's no need for that. I'll cut this out. Anytime that you cut a vertical branch, even on the central leader, just leave an outward facing bud at the top. The last bud that you leave on the cut branch, if it's pointing inward, the first thing you've got a problem with it growing inward, and you've directed it the wrong direction. So pick an outward facing bud and it will come out the direction it needs to. I'm going to cut the central leader back because it's getting a little carried away, and actually I'm going to cut it right there. Now this bud's going to break, and this bud's going to break. One of those two probably will reestablish the central leader, but I want the center to be my highest point, so I'm going to take these guys back. And again, I'm trying to look at outward growing buds and encourage that growth to go out. Inward growing branch, nope. Straight up in a pretty tight angle, nope. And I want you to come out and out and out. So I'm almost done. Out, out. Yep, this one. It's a nice looking tree. I'm just going to call it good. There's a little cleanup here, but no biggie. Those are the obvious. They're not going to get light. They're going to be competing. Okay, so I think I'm going to leave it at that for the most part. There might be a little twig here or there I could clean up, but it's got the basic shape that I want. So if you do this each year, you'll have minimal pruning. You'll be able to keep your tree in shape and have the best fruit production with very little time spent. For more growing tips, check out startbros.com.